So by now we have realized one thing, that mind is a very effective tool which has to be used properly in order for a person to succeed in any particular activity. So my dear friends, here are very quick hacks which practically you can implement right here, right now, in order to see the benefits of doing a work very nicely or to nail a particular task. Number one, the environment that we sit in has a very deep connection with our mind. Yes, my dear friends, if we are staying in a very cluttered environment, even our mind is going to be very complicated and cluttered. On the other hand, we are staying, or rather we are keeping a very clean, a well organized and a very sorted type of environment. We sit in such a place to do any task. Well, we have a clean table, we have clean surroundings. That is the time even the mind is quite cleared up and it is set for doing the activity very nicely. That's number one. Number two, we often think that multitasking is a great achievement. We think of multitasking as something which is very amazing, something which is very wonderful, something that's a talent in people. On the other hand, let me tell you, my dear friends, multitasking is actually a process that's going to further train your mind to be all the more distracted, cluttered, and completely make things around us a mess. Yes, that's what multitasking is going to do. So, it's very essential that we only pick up one task and do one thing at a time. So, if you're students, you're studying, just have your book and nothing else with you. You don't have anything else. Make everything else invisible. Because you may say, I may get some important phone calls when I'm doing my work. All right, have a phone, but don't keep it visible to your eyes. Make it go invisible. If you really get a ring, well, that's fine. You can pick up your phone. You can, if you are having some very important notifications, you can attend to it. But otherwise, make the phone go invisible. It shouldn't be visible. Make everything else invisible. If you're studying, make your laptop go invisible. Make everything else go invisible around you and your work. That's very important. That's what we learn even from Arjuna. Yes, we all know the story from the Mahabharata. Arjuna and all other Pandavas, they were given a task by their Guru Dronacharya in their school days. Yes, they were shown a wooden doll of a bird and were asked to shoot the arrow at the eye of the bird. Everybody came there, one after the other. They were trying out this particular experiment, and Guru Drona used to ask the student, what do you see? And the student used to say, I see the sky, I see the trees, I see everything. He says, next, you're out, you failed. Next. So another student came up and he said, well, I'm seeing the whole world together. Oh, even you failed. Then comes Bhima. Bhima is the elder brother of Arjuna. He comes there, what do you see? Bhima says, I see wonderful fruits out there. And he says, surely fail, please go out. Then comes Arjuna. Yes, then comes Arjuna. And Dronacharya asks Arjuna, what do you see? And Arjuna says that I only see the bird. Guru Dronacharya said, very good. Now what do you see? And then he says that I can only see the eye of the bird. And then Guru Drona says, now shoot the arrow. And Arjuna shoots the arrow and he hits it exactly at the target. Why? That is the power of just focusing on one thing at a time and make everything else invisible. Right? That's two. Number three, third tip that I want to give you is something which was invented by Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein would sit with his particular task and he would have a diary and a pen. And what he would do was, Albert Einstein, each time his mind would wander, he would put a mark. It's called a tally mark. You can all Google out to find out what's a tally mark in case you don't know. But he would make a mark. And then another time he would get distracted, he would make one more mark. Another time distracted, one more mark. So this went on for quite some time. But Einstein observed one thing, that each day the number of marks which he was putting against his distraction were reducing one by one. Slowly they started fading out, and eventually he could reach up to a point of doing a task with absolutely zero distraction. It is said that when you monitor something, you improve in that aspect. So he was monitoring his number of distractions while he was doing an activity. And as he kept monitoring it, he kept measuring it, Well, he improved. This is a hack that even all of you can try out. Yes, that's number 3. And number 4, Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yukta ahara viharasya, Yukta cheshtasa karmasu, Yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. This is Bhagavad Gita 6 chapter 17th verse, where Krishna says that in order to have a very, very peaceful mind, in order to have a very balanced life, we need to be highly regulated. Regulated in what? Regulated in 4 things of our life. Yes, because these are all very much connected to the mind. Yes, your sleep. Regulated in your sleep. You have a fixed time when you go to the bed. You have a fixed time when you wake up. Your sleep. And you have a sufficient amount of sleep. We'll discuss some other time what is sufficient sleep. That's number 1. Number 2, Yukta ahara. You have a fixed time where you are going to eat your meal in a regulated quantity. That's also very important because even that is connected to the mind. Ahara shuddho sattva shuddhihi. Yes, what you eat definitely contributes a lot to your inner system. You have something, your physical system, as well as it contributes to your mental system as well. Right? That's second. Number 3, vihara. Vihara refers to the kind of recreations that you have. The recreation nowadays that people do, playing video games and binge watching various web series and watching the shorts, all this is training your mind to be cluttered and distracted. The type of recreation that actually helps you to get a hold of your mind is something like walking, swimming, doing yogasanas. These are the types of healthy recreations which we do with nature that really helps one to get a hold on one's mind. Yes, so that is vihar. And number 4, yukta karma, which means we need to go to work on time. At the same time, there has to be a time where we plug out from the work. Yes, it's ideal that we don't take home to our work, and if we don't bring back work to our home, well, we need to see the practicality, but this is something we should know when to unplug ourselves from the work in order to remain more charged up, in order to remain efficient and effective in our life.